Welcome to the world of invention, creativity, and discovery. Here's an opportunity for all of us to explore the ocean of knowledge. This show is all about emerging trends in science and technology, math, quiz, facts, and much more. So friends, get ready to listen Tech Toast with Science Spread with your RJ Vidya only on Radio Udan. You can hear this show every Monday from 7 to 8 pm and rebroadcast every Tuesday from 2 to 3 pm. To contribute any article or information regarding science, math or technology, or to give your valuable feedback or suggestion, please send a mail to ttwithss@gmail.com. That is ttwithss@gmail.com or vidya.y@radioudan.com. That is vidhya.y@radioudan.com. Or you can also give your feedback by visiting the website www.radioudan.com. Hi friends, hope you all are doing great. This is your show Tech Toast with Science Spread. Today I have great information for you. I hope you'll enjoy this show. Hope it will be a good learning experience for all of us. Before we begin, I'd like to remind you about the amazing offer given by Radio Udan. You can hear all the shows of Radio Udan and give your feedback. To give your feedback, please visit www.radioudan.com. That is www.radioudan.com. Or you can give your feedback through Skype. And our Skype ID is Radio Udan. Or you can like any of our posts on Radio Udan's Facebook page, and also you can give your comments regarding any post. And you can visit our Facebook page in the following address, that is www.facebook.com/radio-udan. And you can also send your feedback through Skype. Please listen all the shows and give your feedbacks as much as possible. And if you give more number of feedback, you might be one of the listeners who will get free entry to our convention that's happening on February 7, 2015. So hurry up, visit our website or through Skype or any other means you can give your feedback. And please listen all the shows and give your feedback as much as possible, because only 5 listeners have this chance, and if you give many feedback, you might be one of them. First, let's start with the math section today. Last time I concentrated on science section, so today let's start with math section. In math section, we are going to deal with rules of divisibility. Actually, in the previous show, I had discussed few things about rules of divisibility. Let me recap that for you and then let's proceed. Let's begin. Say there are 2 numbers and one number is divisible by the other. How do you say if one number is divisible by the other? It's simple. Take for example 14 divided by 2. Now how do you check if 14 can be divided by 2? That means 14 is divisible by 2. You just have to divide 14 by 2 and you have to get a whole number. If you get a whole number, that means you can say that 14 is divisible by 2, or in other words, 14 is evenly divided by 2. Both means the same. Divisible or evenly divided by, these two terms means the same. Suppose there is a very big number. A very big number in the sense, say 2014. And you want to check if 2014 is divisible by 2. So you don't have to take a calculator and work it out whether it is completely divisible by 2 or not. There are various simple rules which can make things easier without much calculation. So now that I told you that you have to get a whole number, let's know what are whole numbers. Whole numbers are just numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 5, etc. Remember, you shouldn't get any number like 5.5 like that. You shouldn't get any decimal or fractions. In say for example, when you divide 15 by 2, you get 7.5. So 15 is not divisible by 2. Now there are various rules. Let's try out few of them. First, let me tell you how you can check if any number is divisible by 2 without much calculations. If someone gives you a number and asks you to check if that number is divisible by 2, it's very simple. Just take the last digit, and if the last digit is any even number in the sense any of the numbers in 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, that means the number is completely divisible by 2. For example, take 128. Now you have to check if the units place is any of these numbers, that is 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. So in 128, since 8 is your units place and 8 is an even number, that means it is completely divisible. So 128 can be divided by 2. That is nothing but 64. You didn't get any points. It's a whole number. Let's take another example. 2424. In this case, take the units place. Units place is 4. Now we will check if 4 is an even number. That is 4 is one among these numbers, that is 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. So 4 is an even number, and so you can say the number that I gave you is divisible by 2. But take for example 129. Since the last digit, that's the units place, is 9 and it's not an even number, so you can directly say 129 is not divisible by 2. This is the way to find out if any number is completely divisible by 2. Now let's check how to find out if any number is divisible by 3. If you want to check if any number is divisible by 3, it is also very simple. You just have to find the sum of all the digits of the number and check if the sum is divisible by 3. Let me simplify it for you. We'll take an example and so you'll understand it better. Now, let's take the example 381. Now here you have to find the sum of all the digits of this number, that is 3 plus 8 plus 1. 3 plus 8 is 11 plus 1 is 12. So 3 plus 8 plus 1 is nothing but 12. Now we will check if 12 is divisible by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4 and you get a whole number. So you can conclude that 381 is divisible by 3. When you divide 381 divided by 3, you get 127, which is a whole number because you don't have any fraction or decimal in this number. So remember, you have to add up all the digits of the number and then check if it is divisible by 3. In case it's divisible by 3, you can conclude that the number is completely divisible by 3. Let me tell you another example. Say you want to find 2316 divided by 3. Now in this case, you will add up all the digits of this number. That is, I told you 2316. So you have to add up 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 6. That is nothing but 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6 and 6 plus 6 is 12. And again we got 12. So check if 12 is divisible by 3. So 12 is divisible by 3 because the answer you get after dividing 12 by 3 is 4, which is a whole number. Now you can conclude that 2316 is divisible by 3. When you divide 2316 divided by 3, you get 772, which is a whole number. So you can say that 2316 is divisible by 3. But say for example you have 217. So when you add up all the digits, that is 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 7 is 10. Now check if 10 is divisible by 3. It's not, because you get 3 1 by 3. So it's a fraction, 3 1 by 3, and it's not divisible. You can say you get 3 1 by 3 or 3.33. Since you didn't get a whole number, it's not divisible by 3, and so you can tell that 217 is not divisible by 3. Now coming to 4, if you want to find if a number is completely divisible by 4, even this is pretty easy. Let me tell you how to do that. First, you will take the last two digits of the number and then check if these last two digits are divisible by 4. That means when you divide last two digits by 4, if you get a whole number, that means this entire number is divisible by 4. Isn't it simple? Even if you have 10 digits or 20 digits, without taking a calculator, you can tell if the number is divisible by 4 just by checking if the last two digits are divisible by 4. Let's take an example to make it simple. Say we have 1312, that is 1312. Now find out what are the last two digits. That means the units and the tens place. So we have 1 in your tens place and 2 in your units place. It's nothing but 12. 12 is last two digits. Again I repeat the number 1312. So here 12 are the last two digits of this number. Now we will check if you can divide 12 by 4. So when you divide 12 by 4, you get 3. In this case, you can conclude that 1312 is completely divisible by 4. When you divide 1312 divided by 4, then you get 328, which is a whole number. Since you didn't get any fraction or decimal, you can conclude that 1312 is completely divisible by 4. Let's take another example. Take 2328. In this case, 28 are the last two digits. Now we will check if 28 is divisible by 4. When you divide 28 by 4, you get 7. So, you can conclude that 2328 is completely divisible by 4. When you divide 2328 divided by 4, you get 582, which is a whole number, and so you can conclude that 2328 is divisible by 4. But take for example 7019. Here the last two digits are 1 and 9, which is 19, and 19 is not divisible by 4. When you divide 19 by 4, you don't get a whole number. So you can conclude that 7019 is not divisible by 4. So how easy it is? Even if it's a 10 digit or 20 digit, you can just tell whether the last two digits are divisible by 4 or not, without actually taking out your calculator. Now let's move on to 5. How do you check if a number is divisible by 5 or not? This is very easy and simple. You have to just check if the last digit is 0 or 5. If it is 0 or 5, you can conclude that this entire number is divisible by 5. Say for example 175. Here the units place is 5. I told you if the units place is either 5 or 0, you can conclude that this number is divisible by 5. So in 175, the units place is 5, and so you can conclude that 175 can be divisible by 5. When you divide 175 by 5, you get 35. 35 is a whole number, and so you can say that 175 is divisible by 5. Say we have another example. The other example is 2020, that is 2020. In this case, the units place is 0. Since the units place should be 0 or 5, in this case it's 0, and so we can conclude that 2020 is divisible by 5. Now, when you divide 2020 by 5, you get 404, which is a whole number, and so you can conclude that 2020 is divisible by 5. But take for example 809. In this case, 9 is your units place, and you have to check if 9 is equal to either 0 or 5. It's not, so this number is not divisible by 5. If the units place is either 0 or 5, only then it is. So in this case, 809, the units place is 9. It's not 0 or 5. So you can conclude that this number is not divisible by 5. That means when you divide this number by 5, you don't get a whole number. You either get a fraction or you can either get a decimal. Now coming to 6. This is pretty tricky. Not tricky I should say, but it involves two processes. Now if you remember all the rules that I told you, it's easy to solve 6. It's easy to solve for 6. Now how do we check if a number is divisible by 6? It's simple. You should check if the number is divisible by 2, and also it should be divisible by 3. In case these two conditions are satisfied, then you can say that it's divisible by 6. You have to check if the number is divisible by 2 and also if the number is divisible by 3. Can you remember these rules? I told you for 2, if you want to check if the number is divisible by 2, you have to check if the units place is an even number. That is either 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. And if you have to check if the number is divisible by 3, you have to add up all the digits of the number and the sum should be divisible by 3. Then you can conclude that that number is divisible by 3. So, you have to check these two conditions in order to find out if the number is divisible by 6 or not. Here I have an example for you so that you can understand it better. Take for example 114. Now you have to check if it is divisible by both 2 and 3 in order to find out if it's divisible by 6. Let's try out whether it's divisible by 2. Since I repeat the number, it's 114. Now since the units place is 4, which is an even number, so you can directly say it's divisible by 2. Remember this rule, right? Now, one condition is satisfied, that is that number is divisible by 2. And now we will check if it is divisible by 3. How do you check this? We should add up all the digits of the number. So add it up. In 114 you have to add up all the digits. That is 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 4 is 6. Now 6 you have to check if it is divisible by 3. Of course it is, because 6 divided by 3 is 2 and 2 is a whole number. So even it's divisible by 3. So it's divisible by 2 and also by 3. So you can conclude that 114 is divisible by 6. Now when you divide 114 by 6, you get 19. So 114 is divisible by 6. This is very simple. Don't think it's difficult because you need to concentrate to check whether it's divisible by 2 and also by 3. As you practice, you will get it easily. I have another example for you. 162. Let's check if this number is divisible by 6. So, first we have to find out if it's divisible by 2. Now in 162, the units place is 2 and it's an even number. And so you can conclude 162 is divisible by 2. Now we have to check if 162 is divisible by 3 also. So you have to add up all the digits. When you add up 1 plus 6 plus 2, you get 9. And then 9, you have to check if it's divisible by 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. And so you can conclude that 162 is divisible by 3 also. Since it's divisible by both 2 and 3, you can say 162 can be divisible by 6. When you divide 162 by 6, you get 27. And it's a whole number, so you can conclude that 162 is also divisible by 6. Say, let's take another example. 308. You should be very careful in these type of problems. I'll tell you why. Now I give you 308. First, we have to check if it's divisible by 2 and then we have to check if it's divisible by 3. So in 308, the last digit, that's the units place, is 8, and since 8 is even number, you can conclude that 308 is divisible by 2. And then you have to check if 308 is divisible by 3. When you add up 3 plus 0 plus 8, you get 11. So 11 is not divisible by 3 because you don't get a whole number, you get it in points. Now you saw that. So you can conclude that 308 is not divisible by 3. But you saw that 308 was divisible by 2 and not by 3. So it cannot be divisible by 6. It should be divisible by both 2 and 3 in order to be divisible by 6. Since both the conditions are not satisfied, 308 cannot be completely divided by 6 or it cannot be evenly divisible by 6. This is very simple. As you practice, I am very sure you will be able to do very quickly and easily without a calculator. I hope you remember all these rules. Let's continue. Before we move on, since I am finding it difficult to tell the word divisible when I am speaking fast, I remember about tongue twisters. Practicing these type of tongue twisters are very helpful to improve your language flow. You can speak faster and it improves your communication skills up to an extent. But to get good language skills, it's sometimes better to practice these tongue twisters. Tongue twisters can be heard in all types of languages. And in English, I know a few. For example, we have Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, a peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, then where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? These type of tongue twisters, there are many. Since I'm remembering tongue twisters, I think it would be better idea to listen this song related to tongue twisters in Hindi. Then let's proceed. So please listen and enjoy this song and try to practice these tongue twisters.
चंदा चमके चम चम चीखे चौकन्ना चोर चीटी चाटी चीनी चटोरी चीनी खोर चंदा चमके चम चम चीखे चौकन्ना चोर चीटी चाटी चीनी चटोरी चीनी खोर कितना मुश्किल ये गाना जरा गा के दिखाना चंदा चीनी चमके चाटे चौकन्ना चीखे के खड़कने से खड़कती है खिड़कियां, खिड़कियों के खड़कने से खड़कता है खड़क सिंह।
खड़क सिंह के खड़कने से खड़कती है खिड़कियां, खिड़कियों के खड़कने से खड़कता है खड़क सिंह। कितना मुश्किल ये गाना जरा गा के दिखाना।
खड़क खड़क के खड़के खिड़के खड़क सिंह का खड़के चंदा चमके चम चम चीखे चौकन्ना चोर चीटी चाटे चीनी चटोरी चीनी घोर।
चंदा चमके चम चम चीखे चौकन्ना चोर चीटी चाटे चीनी चटोरी चीनी घोर।
पके पेड़ पर पका पपीता, पका पेड़ या पका पपीता, पके पेड़ को पकड़े पिंकू, पिंकू पकड़े पका पपीता। बोलो।
पके पेड़ पर पका पपीता, पकड़ा पिंकी पपी का कपड़ा।
कपड़ा?
पके पेड़ पर पका पपीता, पका पेड़ या पका पपीता, पके पेड़ को पकड़े पिंकू, पिंकू पकड़े पका पपीता। कितना मुश्किल ये गाना जरा गा के दिखा।
पकड़े पिंकू, पिंकू पकड़े पका पपीता। चंदा चमके चमचम चीखे चौकन्ना चोर, चीटी चाटे चीनी चटोरी चीनी खोर। चंदा चमके चमचम चीखे चौकन्ना चोर, चीटी चाटे चीनी चटोरी चीनी खोर।
कितना मुश्किल ये गाना जरा गा के दिखाना। चंदा चीनी
चमके चाटे
चौकन्ना चीखे चोर।
चंदा चमके चमचम चीखे चौकन्ना चोर, चीटी चाटे चीनी चटोरी चीनी खोर।
Now, let's concentrate on rule of divisibility for 7. That is, if you want to check if any number is completely divisible by 7. There's a rule for this. This rule is quite tricky, but as in when you practice, you will get it. Let me tell you what is the rule. If you double the last digit and subtract it from the rest of the numbers, then the answer should be either 0 or the answer should be divisible by 7. Let me repeat again. If you double the last digit and subtract it from the rest of the numbers, then your answer should be either 0 or it should be divisible by 7. Maybe telling statement wise won't help, so let's take an example. Let's take 672. What you have to do in order to check if 672 is divisible by 7 is take the last digit of this number. In 672, the units place is 2. So, you will have to double this number. When you double 2, you get 4. So, in 672, if you leave 2, then the remaining numbers are 67. Now, from 67, you have to subtract the answer that you got, that is 4. 67 minus 4 is 63. Now, you have to check if this 63 whatever you got is divisible by 7. In case it is divisible, that means your number is divisible by 7. Since 63 is divisible by 7, that is you get 9 when you divide 63 by 7, that is a whole number. So you can say 672 is also divisible by 7. Now 672 by 7 is nothing but 96. Remember one thing, you can apply this rule to the existing answer again if you want. Say for example, I'll tell you what that means. As I told you, now 67 minus 4 is 63. Now you have to check if this 63 is divisible by 7 or not. In case you don't know if 63 is divisible by 7, so you can apply this rule again. In 63, the last digit, that is the units place is 3. So double this number, which is 6. In 63, excluding this 3, you have only 6. Now from 6, you need to subtract your answer that you got, that is 6. Which is 6 minus 6 is 0. If the answer is either 0 or if your answer is divisible by 7, that means your answer is divisible by 7. So 63 is also divisible by 7. So you can conclude that 672 is divisible by 7. In case this is very confusing, we'll understand it better with this example. The next example is, we have to check if 3864 is divisible by 7. So here what you do, I am repeating the number 3864, that is 3864. As I told you, take the last digit, that is 4, and double this number. When you double this, you get 8. Now the rest of the numbers are 386. It was 3864. Since you took off this 4, the rest of the numbers are 386. You remember that when you doubled 4, you got 8. Now, from this remaining numbers, that is 386, you have to subtract this 8. When you subtract 386 minus 8, you get 378. Now we have to check if this 378 is divisible by 7 or not. It's still difficult because 378 is a big number. Here comes this policy of applying this rule again to this answer. Now let's try if 378 is divisible by 7 or not. Again, in 378, take the last digit, which is 8. Double this number, which is 16. Remember this answer. Now from 378, if you exclude this 8, the remaining numbers are 37. Now you got 16 right, so you have to subtract 37 minus 16, which is nothing but 21. Now 21 is a small number. You can easily say that 21 is divisible by 7. That is 7 3s are 21. So 21 by 7 is nothing but 3, which is a whole number. So you can conclude that the number that I gave you, that is 3864, is completely divisible by 7. When you divide 3864 by 7, you get 552. This is what I meant by telling you that you can apply this rule again to the answer in order to simplify your answer more. If still you get a bigger number, again you can apply. There is no limit on how many ever times you apply this rule again and again. Remember, this rule cannot be applied again in any case other than rule of divisibility for 7 and rule of divisibility for 9. Hope you got it. Remember that when you apply this rule, the answer should either be divisible by 7 or the answer should be 0. Then you can say that the number is divisible by 7. For your convenience, I am repeating it again. Take the last digit, double the digit, and from the rest of the number you subtract the answer that you got, and then you have to check if it is divisible by 7 or if the answer is 0. In case it is divisible by 7 or it's 0, then you can say that the number is divisible by 7. If the answer is too big, then you can apply this rule again to check if it is divisible by 7. Take another example, 905. In this case, 5 is your last digit, units place. Doubling this, you get 10. So the rest of the numbers in 905, if you take off this 5, it's 90. So 90 minus the answer that you got 10, that is 90 minus 10 is 80. Now 80 is not divisible by 7 or it's not even 0. So you can say that 905 is not divisible by 7. Hope this is very clear. Now let's move on to rule of divisibility for 8. This is very simple. In order to find out if a number given to you is completely divisible by 8, you have a rule. Just take the last 3 digits and then see if it is divisible by 8. In this case, you get to know that the number is divisible by 8. There is no other way you can do this. Just you have to take the last 3 digits of the number and then divide this number by 8. In case it's divisible, that is, you get a whole number, that means the entire number is divisible by 8. For example, take 109816. Repeating again, 109816. And then you have to check if this number is divisible by 8. So the last 3 digits of this number are 816. Now when you check if 816 is divisible by 8, when you try to divide 816 by 8, you get nothing but 102. So you can conclude that this entire number 109816 can be divided by 8 completely. When you divide 109816 divided by 8, you get 13727. That is 13,727. And this is a whole number because you didn't get any fraction or decimal. And so you can tell that 109816 is completely divisible by 8. Taking another example, take 32168, that is 32,168. You have to check if 32,168 is divisible by 8. To check this, take the last 3 digits of the number, that is 168, and try to divide 168 by 8. You get 21. 168 by 8 is 21. Since 168 is completely divisible by 8, then you can say that 32168, that is 32,168, is also divisible by 8. When you divide 32,168 by 8, you get 4021. It's nothing but 4021. It's a whole number, and so 32,168 is divisible by 8. Now when you take 216302, repeating 216302, if you have to check if this number is divisible by 8, just take the last 3 digits, that is 302. When you try to divide 302 divided by 8, you don't get a whole number. You get 37 3 by 4. Since you don't get a whole number, you can say that this number, that is 216302, is not divisible by 8. Now moving on to rule of divisibility for 9. This is pretty simple. Remember, you can apply the rule again and again how many ever times you want, even for 9. I showed you how to do this in rule of divisibility for 7. The same thing can be applied for 9. That means the rule can be applied again if your answer is big and you cannot simplify further. I mean, if it is difficult to simplify further. I'll show you even for this. The rule for divisibility of 9 is, you should add up all the digits of the number just like how you did in 3, but the sum should be divisible by 9. Then in this case you can say that the entire number is divisible by 9. Say for example 1629, that is 1629. You have to check if 1629 can be completely divisible by 9. So in this case you have to add up all the digits of this number. That is 1 plus 6 plus 2 plus 9. And then you have to check if the sum can be divisible by 9. Let's try that. 1629. When you add it up, you get 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 9 is 18. Now you can check if 18 is divisible by 9. You know that 18 is divisible by 9, that is 18 by 9 you get 2, which is a whole number. So you can conclude 1629 is divisible by 9. When you divide 1629 by 9, you get 161. Sorry, it's 181. You get 181, which is a whole number. So you can say 1629 is completely divisible by 9. Now what do you mean by applying this rule again is, say you add up in 1629, when you add up all the digits you get 18. Now we have to check if 18 is divisible by 9. If you don't know whether 18 is divisible by 9, you can apply the same rule again. So in 18, again you will add up 1 plus 8, which is 9. You will check if 9 is divisible by 9 or not. So 9 divided by 9 you get 1, which is a whole number. Now you can conclude that 1629 is divisible by 9. Let's take another example. Take 8487 divided by 9. Repeating, 8487 divided by 9. Now add up all the digits of this number and check if it's divisible by 9. So 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 8 is 20, 20 plus 7 is 27. Now we will check if 27 is divisible by 9 or not. In case you don't know whether 27 is divisible by 9, you can apply this rule again. That is, in 27 again you have to add up these two numbers, that is 2 plus 7 is 9. You get 9. So now we will check if 9 is divisible by 9. You know that 9 divided by 9, it gives you 1, which is a whole number. So you can conclude that 8487 is divisible by 9. When you divide 8487 by 9, you get 943. So 8487 is completely divisible by 9. Taking another example, 2013. When you add up all these numbers, you get 2 plus 0 is 2, plus 1 is 3, plus 3 is 6. You know that 6 is smaller than 9 and 6 is not divisible by 9. So you can say that 2013 is also not divisible by 9. Remember that you should add all the digits of the number and check if it is divisible by 9. If the answer is too big and you want to simplify, you can apply this rule again. Again, remember that you can't apply it to all the rules like this except for 7 and 9. Now we'll go to 10. This is the most simplest and the easiest rule. How do you check if a number is divisible by 10? It's very simple. Just check if the last digit is 0. If it is, directly conclude that it is divisible by 10. Say for example 2020, it is of course divisible by 10 because the last digit, that's the units place, is 0. So it is divisible. And how do you divide 2020 by 10? It's very simple. Just the last 0, the units place, just take it off and the rest of the number is your answer. That is 202 is the answer. Take another example, 1850. Now how do you check if it is divisible by 10 or not? Just check the last number. Since it is 0, in 1850 the units place is 0. The last digit is 0. So you can say 1850 is completely divisible by 10. How do you divide 1850 by 10? Very simple. Just take off this 0 and the remaining numbers are your answer. That's 185. Take another example, 2044 divided by 10. You should check if it is divisible by 10. Since you have 2044, 4 is your last number, right? That means your last digit, the units place. It's 4. Since it's not 0, you can directly say that this number is not divisible by 10. Now let's see rule of divisibility for 11. That means any number divided by 11 should be a whole number. So we'll see a simple rule to find out whether any number divisible by 11 will give you a whole number. There's a simple rule for this. If you sum every second digit and then subtract all other digits, that means sum of all other digits from that, you should either get 0 or you should get a number that is divisible by 11. Let me repeat. You have to sum up all the second digit. That means every second digit you have to sum up, and from that result, if you subtract sum of all other numbers, then your answer should be divisible by 11 or it should be 0. Rather than putting it in a statement form, let's take an example so that you will understand it better. Say you want to check if 1364 is divisible by 11 or not. That means if you divide 1364 by 11, you should get a whole number. So if you want to check this, start from left. Let me repeat the numbers. 1364. Starting from left, 1 is the first digit, 3 is the second, 6 is third, and 4 is fourth digit. So taking every second digit, it is 3 and 4. So we'll add up. 3 plus 4 is nothing but 7. Then rest of the numbers, excluding 3 and 4, rest of the digits are 1 and 6. So 1 plus 6 is 7. Now you got 3 plus 4, which was 7, minus 1 plus 6, which is 7. So 7 minus 7 is 0. I told you if the answer is either 0 or divisible by 11, you can say that that number is completely divisible by 11. Since the answer was 0, you can say it is completely divisible by 11. So when you divide 1364 by 11, you get a whole number which is 124, and hence it's completely divisible. Let's take another example so that you understand it better. Take for example 3729. First digit starting from left is 3, next digit 7, next is 2, next is 9. 3729. Now taking every second digit starting from left always. So taking every second digit, you get 7 plus 9 is 16. And if you exclude this 7 and 9, the remaining numbers are 3 and 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. Now you have to deduct 16 minus 5, which is 11. So 11 is completely divisible by 11 because you get a whole number 1. 11 divided by 11 is 1. You get a whole number, and hence you can say 3729 is completely divisible by 11. When you divide 3729 by 11, you get 339. So this is a whole number, and so it's divisible by 11. Take another example. 25176. Let me repeat. 25176. First digit from left is 2, second digit 5, third 1, fourth is 7, fifth is 6. These are the digits. So taking every second digit, that means you have to take from left, starting from left, that is second and fourth digit you have to take. So 5 plus 7, which is 12. This minus the remaining numbers are 2, 1 and 6. So 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 6 is 9. So 12 minus 9 gives you 3, and 3 is not divisible by 11, or it's not 0, and hence this number, that is 25176, is not divisible by 11. This was all for divisibility of 11. Now coming to the final rule, which is 12. 12, you don't have to learn anything new. You just have to apply some of the concepts that we have already discussed now. If you want to find out if a number is divisible by 12 or not, what you should do is, you have to check if it is divisible by 3 and also you have to check if it is divisible by 4. Remember the rules? How do you check if it's divisible by 3? It's nothing but add up all the digits and see if it is divisible by 3. The sum should be divisible by 3. And how do you check if it's divisible by 4? You have to check if last two digits is divisible by 4. Let's take an example. 648. You have to check if 648 is divisible by 12. That means you have to check if it is divisible by 3 and if it's divisible by 4. Both these conditions should satisfy. First, let's check if it's divisible by 3. 648 is the number. So adding up all the digits, 6 plus 4, 10 plus 8 is 18. Now we will check if 18 is divisible by 3. It is divisible because you get a whole number 6. 18 by 3 gives you 6, and so this number is divisible by 3. Now it's time to check if it is divisible by 4. So 648 is the number. Last two digits are 48. And you have to check if 48 is divisible by 4. 48 is divisible by 4 because 48 by 4 gives you 12. And hence, since 648 is divisible by 3 and 4, so we can say 648 is also divisible by 12. So 648 divided by 12 gives you 162, which is a whole number, and so it's divisible by 12. Taking another example, take 132. Now in 132, you have to check if it's divisible by 12. So you'll have to check if it's divisible by 3 and also by 4. How do you check it's divisible by 3? Add up all the digits and then check if the sum is divisible by 3. So in this case, in 132, adding up all the digits, 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 is divisible by 3 because 6 by 3 gives you a whole number 2, and hence 132 is divisible by 3. Now it's time to check if 132 is divisible by 4. How do you check that? Take the last two digits, which is 32, and check if it is divisible by 4. 32 is divisible by 4 because 32 by 4 gives you 8, and so 132 is divisible by 4. Since it's divisible by 3 and 4, we can say that 132 is divisible by 12. When you divide 132 by 12, you get 11. Since 11 is a whole number, you can conclude that 132 is divisible by 12. Last example. Take 524. When you check this, you should check whether it's divisible by 3 and also by 4. When you take 524, add up all the digits, that is 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 4 is 11. So 11 is not divisible by 3, and so 524 is not divisible by 3. Since it's not divisible by 3, you don't have to check if it's divisible by 4 also. Because to be divisible by 12, it should be divisible both by 3 and 4. Since it's not divisible by 3, you don't have to check for 4. This was all about rules for divisibility. Why I discussed all these is because many of you are taking banking exams, and sometimes when division problem comes, okay, you don't have to use calculator during exam. Since you're not allowed to use, it helps in simplifying and calculating faster. So try practicing these rules. If you want an archive, always you can request Radio Udan. Just visit the website www.radioudan.com. Remember to send feedback for all the show and also for this show. This is your RJ Vidya and hope you enjoyed the session. Since we don't have any more time, let's meet at the next show in the same time next week. Till then, take care and bye.